I might have been enjoying the music a little bit. That track, it was great.
Dude,
Thanks for adding
yeah,
that, Chris.
absolutely. Hey, everybody.
Welcome, everybody, or as you join us, welcome to the best thing we watched this week. This is our second time going live, so if there's any technical issues, forgive us as we work things out. But we can see your comments. Hello, Shiny. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, Pete Billabong. Thank you for joining us as we start here. It's been an interesting week because it's been a bit of a slow week for our entertainment, so the general thing is Chris will do some movie quiz quotes. He'll say whoever won last week. I'll ask us a question that's media related in some way. We'll talk about the best thing we watched, like one thing, and then we'll answer your questions. So anything you want to ask us within reason, we will be answering those questions. If the chat is getting too crazy, feel free to kind of pin your comment with super chat or whatever. That's pretty cool. And we're going to be doing our audio podcast within this segment because that's how we do it in the live. Our Patreon is going crazy. We got like 90 videos on there. Good bunch of people. Today we are reviewing Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, which is going to be really interesting for Chris and I to talk about because I used to love that film. We were asked to review it, and wow.
And you know how much Chris is into anime. So
yeah, this is going to be double wow. And we got to review the Wolf from Snow Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Yeah, okay.
The Wolf of Snow Hollow, yeah.
The Wolf of Snow Hollow. So we're going to be talking about that. So that's all dropping this week on Patreon. So we're updating that. You can join us on Patreon for £1, which is, I think it's awesome because basically all that work that we do, you show us how you love us. Just a little bit, but you can get 90 videos on there. And then if you want to join on any other tier, like Nick Cage Beard tier, then you are welcome to. But yeah, let's get going.
Cool. All right. Diving in to the movie quote quiz. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm also trying to add time codes.
All right.
Because last time we didn't have them, and it was just a mess for anybody trying to watch a 3-hour thing, which it's not going to be 3 hours this week. That's our goal to... Yeah. Okay, so Chris Retzlaff got all 3 answers. Nostromo got 2 out of 3. Still, he knew what the theme was. So the answers, Donnie Darko, Prisoners, Nightcrawler. Do you know the
so
theme?
it was obviously Jake Gyllenhaal, or Gyllenhaal, however you pronounce his surname.
Yes, exactly. So this week, are you ready?
Yeah, how come you didn't use the quote, why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
Because, come on, that's way too easy.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready for the new lot. Let's do it.
Okay. Good. Always take things literally. How's that working out for you? Does that get you laid?
Okay.
Number 2. I'd love to leave my door unlocked at night, but this ain't Canada.
Okay.
Number 3. When you are young, your potential is infinite. You might do anything, really. You might be Einstein. You might be DiMaggio. Then you get to an age where what you might be gives way to what you have been. You weren't Einstein. You weren't anything. That's a bad moment.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I had an idea of the first two, but that third one threw me. Interesting. Okay.
Okay. Well, if you can get the first 1 or 2, that would help at least frame number 3 there. So
okay.
Anyway,
yep.
Okay, Ruben, what's your question?
This has been a question that my wife and I have often talked about with each other. It's a contentious thing because actors and actresses, we just call them actors now, they have often been held up, especially if you go like 80s, 90s, like almost revered to the extent of being a god amongst men. You know, you think about the Arnold Schwarzeneggers, the Tom Cruises, in their heydays, each of these actors were getting paid 20 million, sometimes higher than that per film. And my question is, should actors be revered to that extent, and should they be getting paid that much? Hello, Leo from Seattle. Seattle? I don't think that's a real place. Seattle. Should they be should they be paid that much? Because if you think about people who are very well helping, I'm not saying they're not helping the world, because entertainment is massively important. Storytelling is very important. That's my whole world. But if you think about surgeons, right, and they get paid like a fraction of what an actor will do, and a surgeon will work on a body and save your life, like physically. But then you look at sports people, like a football person at the top of their game, like in, let's say, First League, Manchester United. Some of those players can get 80 grand a week. So we're talking some actors monetize. I mean, and they should do. Like, they're business people, and that's smart to make as much money as you can. I don't blame them for that. But the equality of what a role is worth, if you look at the indies films where some actors do the most outrageous performances, brilliant, Oscar worthy, and they get like 100 grand, if that. And then you look at a film that's just kicked out by a studio that has lots of money, and they get 20 million. What do you think, Chris, about this whole thing? And let us know in the comments. How much should actors get paid? And like with the equivalent of other jobs out there, there were people like nurses and nuns and teachers and...
Okay. So I don't care that the actors make a crap ton of money, because we as a society fund them, you know. Or they still get paid a crap ton of money, and we don't like the movie, and that way the studio, it hurts the studio, and so they what am I trying to say? It's a message to them, right? We vote with our checkbooks type of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so I don't mind them doing that. I wish that nurses, doctors, things like that should get paid more? Absolutely. But see, they're not funded by the public at large. They're only funded by, if it's a private hospital.
If we revered, like, imagine there was awards for the best nurse or the best doctors, and there was awards, and like we were like, oh yeah, this year they did these surgeons, this like medical whatever, and they managed to fix 10 hearts and replace it. You want to like innovative, they get the award, the Harper Avery Award for 20 million.
I think they should be acknowledged. Yeah. I just from a feasibility standpoint, I don't see it happening, because there's so many. I mean, I work in the healthcare industry, and in my one location, I mean, we probably have, I don't know, 2,000, maybe 4,000 nurses. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how to judge that. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I get it, but I just find it very interesting that how, as a world society, we've put all these actors and actresses on pedestals, and it was like they're doing a job. They're people. They've recorded lines, and they're doing it well. Some of them in varying degrees.
Yeah.
But the quality of that was like, whoa, like, okay, you get a percentage of that film, of what it ever makes. Some of them get 20 million and then still get royalties, and you're like, that's why didn't I do that as a career?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they are definitely revered entertainment, whether that be sports or movies, actors, whatever, anything like that. They are revered for providing us that, you know, and I'm not sure overvalued over like doctors, but I think so. I think like those types of things are taken for granted.
People
more.
Like, you know, pass out when they've met. They get really excited, you know, like.
Oh, dude, when we took our kids long time ago to see the Jonas Brothers,
Right.
and Jordan Sparks opened for them, so that tells you how. I mean, she was just like an opener for that, but. So I don't even know how long ago that was. It was well over a decade ago. But we're sitting up in these seats, and I kid you not, it must have been like what it was like to watch the Beatles, because there were a group of girls in front of us, not sitting, standing, but like going, you know what I mean? It was, wow, crazy that they were so excited that they were almost passing out.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I get excited when I go to a concert, but I'm like enjoying the music. If I got to meet that person, shake their hand, I would be like, "Thank you so much for like entertaining
yeah,
me or bringing your talent." Anyway,
yeah.
anyway, let's get into saying hello to who's online with us.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got. Let's see here. We've got Shiny 311. We got Pete Billabong. I'm gonna ban this person.
I don't know who that person is.
I don't know either. Leo the short guy. Hey, from Seattle. Herbert Thornton from Durham, North Carolina. Welcome, welcome, and all the way from Lebanon, General.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's or what, but hey, awesome. That is very cool. International show, so we appreciate that. Okay, should we dive into the best thing we watched?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, well, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I can go first if you want.
Okay,
Do you want to?
yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
cool. This is actually from one of our Patreons. They've been requesting us to review this title for a couple of weeks, and this past week was the last episode that just aired on Disney Plus. It's Percy Jackson, the series. There was 8 episodes in total. I had meant to just watch the first 3 and then talk about that on the Patreon. Problem is, it's so good that I ended up binging in one sitting all 7 episodes and
Oh
then
my
had to
gosh.
wait a week to watch the next one. And I was like, why did I wait on this? Because I'm a big fan of the Percy Jackson books in a way. We had them in our household for a long time. I think kids read most of them. Yeah, so we've had like a majority of them. I think we teetered off eventually at like book 15 or something. And then I watched the movies. Now, I didn't hate the movies like a lot of other people did. I enjoyed both of them. I love Nathan Fillion's character and one of them. They just are very generic, and you feel like there's a lot left out, which there is. This series manages to capture the emotion of the characters, the adventure, but also you just really feel for the characters. There's this trio of characters that they build in so well. I mean, and they're not particularly long episodes. They range from like 40 to 30 minutes, depending on the episode. It also feels like they've really given it good budget. So when there's fantasy, the creatures look amazing. When Percy finally is... I haven't even explained it. If you don't know what Percy Jackson is, it's all about half-bloods. It's you're half god, half human, and most of you don't know that you're that until you come of age. And once you do come of age, you get sent to a camp to be protected because the guards will kill you because technically you're not meant to be around. And then you get trained to protect yourself and just kind of live your life in shelter. And you probably might not see the ones that you love or have made friends. But also in your life, there'll be things that kind of put you against the norms of society. Percy Jackson, he thinks he's very dyslexic. Letters and everything are jumbled up and mixed, and he always he's seeing things that aren't there, but like unicorns are just suddenly in his peripheral vision, or you'll think he'll have an encounter with like a demon witch lady, and you're like, what? And then he realizes that his life has kind of been a lie, but it kind of makes sense that he is half-blood because all the things that he's been experiencing was real. So then we get sent on a journey with these, a journey that's essentially the fate of all of mankind. Zeus's lightning bolt is stolen. They have to get it back, but the story of the lightning bolt is much bigger one, much bigger consequences. It's not just about the thief, that Zeus's lightning bolt, and it's also about their fathers, their mothers, the gods, that side, and then the human side. So we have this topsy-turvy, the mix of human mixing with gods, and then we have that friendship and camaraderie and the brokenness of all of these characters, all of these half-bloods, because they've kind of been shunned by their parental, one side of their parental ones. Some of them have a sort of working relationship, but most don't. So they get trained by gods and half-gods to be the best they can be. and all of that is fun. But when we get into that journey, when Percy Jackson and his like best friend Grover has to go on a journey to kind of find the bolt, give it back, stop whatever's happening, that is his quest. And quest adventures are great, and it just is so much fun. It's riveting and really personal. Like, I like the moments of personality that we see from our characters, but the emotional moments between his mom, what he's going through, the loss of that, the journey of wanting to do the right thing, but also just kind of wanting to speak to his dad, and him never having spoken to his dad and missing all of that out. Have you seen it, Chris?
I have watched the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
I have not read the books, so I can't compare it that way. My wife, though, teaches this book in one of her classes, and she's been watching it, obviously, with me. Actually, she started watching it, and then I jumped in.
Right.
And she's been impressed at how, for the most part, it's been sticking pretty close to the book. But for me, like you, I'm absolutely sucked in. I didn't anticipate it being this good. The quality of special effects,
Yeah,
the depth of the story and the characters. I mean, I'm really, really hooked. And I found myself yesterday, as we were watching episode 2 or 3, thinking to myself, why don't the Marvel shows,
right,
or
yes,
why don't the Star Wars shows, which are also on Disney, why is this one so different?
Yeah.
You know, is it because they have a book that they're working off of as source material, and then Rick Riordan is also involved in the show? Or I don't know, because they seem on different levels. And that's like, I'm excited to see the rest of this series. And I'm glad that it's all out now, because I'm
as far as I
loving it.
know, it hasn't been greenlit yet for a second season, but man, I really hope, because they've started creating something wonderful, and I was really blown away by the quality of the show. I was like, this is not a kids show. I mean, it is for kids, but it doesn't have the quality of, it's like just another Disney show where they've given it some money and not really cared about it. This is well loved, edited, put together, special effects, score, music, story. That's why it's like the first thing I wanted to talk about this week for the best thing we watched, because I was just like, wow, that's great.
It is, yeah. Walker Scoble, who did that Sean Levy movie on Netflix with Ryan Reynolds, where
Ryan Reynolds
played the younger version of Ryan Reynolds. I mean, you know, him as Percy. I love his delivery, and I don't know if that's like just the reflection of pure talent, or if it's also some of the unjaded, I don't want to say unpolished, because he is polished, but he brings a natural air.
That's what I was going to say.
The
There's no overacting. It's understated acting, but you still get the emotional turmoil that he's going through, which is excellent. Like, you need that. I thought it was very believable in that role, compared to the other actor who felt like it was studio chosen. This time they just felt like they'd had many casting days, and they really found the perfect role. And I remember saying, I think you and I had a conversation about Scoble at the time. We like, watch this kid, because he's going places.
Yeah, just the way that he could emulate Ryan Reynolds was amazing. So
good.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, I'm glad we talked about that. We'll still probably talk about it in Patreon also, but it was really good. Go into the comments right now before we dive into another title. General from Lebanon had it was really good. Didn't get enough though, I think. Ruben, since you finished it, what do you think?
Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, you run through the episodes really quickly. That's That's the tried and tested formula that Disney keeps thinking is the right move. Like, you know, every one of their series either has a like 2.5 minute catch up, 7 minute end credits, not end credits, just credits. And so you take away 9-10 minutes from each runtime, and then you look at they're like, oh, you got a half an hour runtime, and then it's like down to 27 minutes, and then you you just every like long episode you're like, oh, it's gonna be a decent episode. No, there's half. So that's just one thing, but yeah, it does feel like they could have been much more. But I do feel like the pacing was good though. So I don't know, like on the flip side, if we'd had more, would have it felt longer.
Did they finish the or first off, have you read the books?
Yeah.
So did they finish,
I think,
the first book with this?
Yeah, so I'm
series of
confused as
episodes?
to which book this is, because it's partly Lightning Thief, but it's also the Olympians. It's a different
Oh,
book. So I think what they've
okay.
done, like what they did with like Amazon does with Reacher, you know, they take bits and
Yeah,
put them
to make
together
a
in one
fuller
story.
story or whatever. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think that's how it is. Yeah.
Okay. Ramakrishnan. I apologize if I mispronounce your name there. I have not or even heard of 12th Fail. Have you heard of that?
Available on Disney. I'll check out now.
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
I do love me some Indian films. Obviously, last week I went and watched what was that? The big Top Gun
Oh yeah, a fighter.
fighter. Yeah, and that was really fun.
Yeah, it is not on Disney Plus where I'm at.
Yeah, and it's not. There's the only thing that's closest to it is the 13th Warrior, which I'm guessing is a very different film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, well, so we'll put it on the list, and you know, if it comes available here or when it comes available, I'm sure it will at some point. May not be on Disney though, but we'll see. It's a very homey feeling. Oh, cool. Okay, well that's good. Or maybe that was for this comment. Watching Fargo, the new season, and hello from the UK.
Hey, on my side of the pond. Hello, magical me.
I have not watched any of the TV show of Fargo. Have you watched any of it?
No,
I
I want to. I kind of want to sit down for a week and like have a binge of a Fargo series.
Yeah, I'm like now, which is funny because I think they're in the 5th season. Like I finally saw a trailer and I'm like, well, not finally saw a trailer. I had seen a trailer before, but I was like, ooh, this actually kind of looks good to me. Because when it first came out, I'm like, dude, seriously, the movie
The movie's incredible.
was
Yeah.
incredible. We don't need another one of those.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This current season, from the trailer at least, looked to be really good. So, yeah, I may have to dive in. But it's what it was. I mean, because they're in 5th season, and I don't know how many episodes there are.
But I like that. That makes me feel comfortable. Like so many series, I'm worried about starting to watch them because I'm just worried they're going to get cancelled.
Yeah, and ideally this stays quality the whole way through.
Yeah, I mean, this latest season has got so much praise. So
Yeah. Davey, hey, awesome! Another one from the UK. Rock on,
UK,
rock
we're gonna. I was about to say we're gonna invade again. We're getting ready.
Outstanding. And then let's see here, A Bloody Lucky Day. That is on
That's
Paramount
Shudder, isn't it?
Plus.
Oh, is it
if I-
Paramount? Okay.
Yeah. I started watching it, and I fell off. I liked the premise of it, and I just got to dive in more. I don't think I even finished the entire first episode yet. So yeah, got to go through it.
Oh, it's a
But
series. Okay.
It is. Yeah. It's a guy who.
It's about a serial killer.
No, it's this guy who's a cab driver who's basically lost his family and everything. He has a dream. Is it about pigs?
No, an ordinary
And-
taxi driver who becomes entangled with a customer that turns out to be a serial killer.
Oh, I see. I haven't gotten to the serial killer part. The dude that he's like happy-go-lucky kind of, but he's super excited because he had this dream about a pig, and then he went out and bought a lotto ticket.
I think it's South Korean.
Yeah, yeah. It's just I didn't understand the pig thing.
Okay.
But
you were like, nah, I don't do pigs, man. I only eat the bacon.
yeah, I didn't understand it, but that's okay. Let's see. I think Magical Me talking. The first season is really good. That must be for Fargo.
Yeah.
Yes. Each season. Oh, each season is different. So kind of like maybe an anthology type of thing, or like a True Detective.
Yeah, like True
where
Detective.
The feel
I'm
is
a
little different. Yeah. And going back to what was it called? 12th Fail. Written and produced. Three Idiots. Peak. I don't know what PK is. But that's good. It's cool that it's in the that it's huge there. And then I was laughing at this one. Oh nope, that's not the one. Man, comments come in too quickly. Convince me,
Please
Ruben.
convince Chris to watch Tokyo Revengers since he like Akira. I will try. I haven't seen Tokyo Revengers. I've heard good things about it. I know there's 2 seasons, but if you want to jump on our Patreon, there is a way you can force Chris to watch anime. We have different tiers, which I love.
Yeah, because you and Yutaka have been, one of our patrons has been, you've been scheming.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Like, how do we watch them? How do we make this?
But I am sorry because one of the titles is Street Fighter 2, and man, it's been years, and I had good memories. This goes to prove some things should stay in your good memories.
Oh, totally.
Don't revisit them.
Yeah, I do like though that Yutaka is big into the 80s, 90s. Anime, which seems to be a little bit more my speed. At least,
it's more that Akira, Ghost in the Shell sort of time.
Yeah. So there, there we go. Okay, you'll be hooked very quickly. Okay.
I've got a fantastic anime to talk about this week. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well, diving back in then to our show or the things that we watched, and I apologize, I'm doing
stop doing
time
so many
codes
things
and I know, right? It's
okay.
I want to talk about this. Last week was Sundance, and so there was for the online portion, you don't get all access to all the movies, but I bought tickets to 14. I thought I bought 15, but I only bought 14. We got through them.
You did actually watch all 14. Wow.
Yeah, there were some excellent ones. And then some not excellent ones.
Some ones you wish you hadn't spent your money on.
Yeah, because it was $25 each. So there was a
It's a chunk. Yeah,
it was a chunk. Yeah, that's fine. It's not a big deal. I mean, I look at it as an investment, which is great.
In film,
and I bought way less tickets than the previous year because the previous year I think I did 23 in the same time format or in time. Yeah, that's stupid.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I missed a couple of them. I just couldn't do it. I just physically couldn't do it. But the movie I want to talk about, it's called Kneecap. Huge surprise. Okay, it is. It's about an Irish rap group.
Okay.
Who, so Mowgli Bap. Let's see here, Mochara and DJ Provi. Those are the three the main characters here, and the rappers actually act as themselves in the movie, telling their story. It's not documentary, but it's kind of documentary.
Because I'm looking at the director who directed a music video.
Yeah.
In 2021 called Kneecap Guilty Conscience.
Yeah. And so he, dude, there's so much I'll get to it in a second, but remind me about a trick they played on the government. But what you've got is a while ago, not that far back in history, recent, I think in the 2010s still, the UK was trying to force Northern Ireland, or as they were calling it, north of Ireland, to give up their Irish Gaelic and only speak the Queen's English.
What? That seems...
So you see when these guys get arrested, just because they're not the most upstanding of guys all the time. I mean, they had some rough stuff in there. That's fine, whatever, But they're... And you also, so they're fighting against that a little bit, but before they even become a band, this rap group, you see the other tensions around as resistance groups, protesting groups are fighting this because they don't want to lose their language. It's like, it's basically, you can't speak, you're Irish, and we won't accept it, and so they just want it to be eradicated, really.
So when's it set?
Current time.
Oh, it is current. Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so, first off, it is freaking funny. Like,
oh, it's a comedy. I was thinking like Green Street Hooligan sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean,
it sounds, geez.
Yeah, there's dramatic elements, but what this rap group does is they start rapping in Irish. They're in the Gaelic, and so they intersperse English words in there too sometimes, and some phrases are English and everything. It's outstanding. First off, just to listen to this, and thank goodness there are subtitles, because I do not speak Irish Gaelic, and I would. Anyway, it was awesome to hear this and everything. Yeah. But the movie itself, I mean, it's interesting because it's telling a true story, but it's not dry. I mean, this is being told like cheekily. Like it's got snarky, it's got attitude to it. It's got just this sense of purpose and irreverence, even though what it's talking about is real and serious and noteworthy. I mean, good Lord, we're talking about the extinction of a language by another group.
That's bizarre that would even be requested.
It's right. So going back to we watched like a Q&A afterwards that had been recorded at Sundance, and they were talking about how the government who are... What are they? They're the conservatives, I think. They're anti what the group is about. Like they're all on board for pushing the the British viewpoint on Ireland and everything, and they don't believe all this stuff. Yeah. So they're at just odds. Yeah. Apparently, though, somehow they got the government to fund a large portion of this movie.
That's hilarious. That's genius. I love that.
Isn't that awesome? And so they didn't know, but then when it came out, and then they're like, what did we, it's too late. We've already got the money. Thank you. We've already made the movie.
That's amazing.
That is trolling on just best. Way up well here. Done. So it doesn't have a release date to the best of my knowledge. It's not long. I mean, it's a relatively short movie. I mean, it's an hour 45 minutes. It moves quickly. It's frenetic. It's a little. It feels kind of like music video in certain aspects of it.
Okay. Very different, though. Nice to have something fresh.
Oh, totally. Yeah, and I had not even heard of these people. So this week on Spotify, I was listening to Kneecap's album because I was just... and I don't know the words.
So is it Gaelic rap, then?
Yeah.
Amazing. I bet that has some interesting sounds to it.
It does. Well, and there's this one... And some of the words are in English, too, so you can kind of get it. But it's got good beats. Nice. They're fast. They're not messing around. It's not like your typical white boy rap.
Yeah.
And so this is...
I don't think it's going to be coming out anytime soon. Like the release date was like January 18th.
Which was Sundance.
Yeah, which was Sundance. So I imagine like someone will pick it up and then it will get like some sort of... I imagine streaming. I can't see this going to cinemas.
The only place I could see it going to cinemas is like...
Like an art house?
Yes, I could see that. So a limited release type of thing, and then maybe more so on your side than
Oh, yeah, for
than
sure.
in America,
It might
because
do well here.
when it would have, I mean, it would have a much more larger like relevance.
Yeah. And
You know?
a good controversy, a nice conversation around it would
Yeah.
be interesting. Yeah.
But I think, you know what, Americans, we should see this too, because it's still, I mean, think about it. It's talking about, I don't like how you sound
Yeah.
or what you're
Learn
saying.
to speak properly.
Yeah,
You need to speak like me.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
which is
the
even
French should rarely listen to watch it.
well, it's even funnier though, because if you think about, I mean,
Oh, sorry.
les poissons, they're in, as they said, the north of Ireland. You're not England, so I mean,
Yeah.
yes, you're still part of the UK, but come on. I mean, you have the Scottish, and the Scottish speak their Gaelic.
Dude, you go to Scotland, you're not going to understand a word they're saying, especially like Edinburgh.
I can't wait to go there.
Should we go
Oh my
to the
gosh.
comments now?
Yes, let's do that. Here we go. So suggest some action psycho thriller series to watch.
Oh, I thought that was the name of a thing. He was psycho thriller series, like
Gosh,
mostly
yeah,
movies on that one.
yeah, 7.
Yeah, obviously.
Gosh, there's I liked The Chestnut Man on Netflix.
Oh, The Sinner. They're all different.
Oh,
but
yeah, that
each
was-
one of that is like
Bill-
following.
Bill Pullman is phenomenal.
So
in
good.
that.
The Following, that was really good.
Is
Yeah,
that
was
one with Aaron
good.
Paul that he's?
Yeah,
no,
you've got,
oh no,
you've
that
got,
was
Bacon, Kevin Bacon.
yes, Kevin Bacon and the dude from well, that doesn't help. Heath Ledger's movie.
I know who you mean. He's
Portnoy,
a
is that his name?
phenomenal bad
James?
guy. Yeah, he's obsessed with Edgar Allan Poe, and he has all these
Purefoy.
followers. Yes, he has all
Yes.
these followers around the world. It reminded me a lot of Silence of the Lambs in a series. It was very, very good. Yeah, that creeped me out. Severance.
Severance.
Remember the Apple TV series Severance? The weird.
That
rooms.
is kind of a thriller, which is weird.
It's a weird one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, oh, you know what? The Patient on Hulu.
Oh, that's
At least in
fantastic.
the U.S., it's on Hulu. It was
Yeah.
Steve Carell. That one was
Yeah. Luther.
Swarm. Luther. Thank
There you go. We've given you some ideas.
Yes. Let's see here. Watch Argylle made me think how Bollywood has been influencing Hollywood. I don't know if I saw much Bollywood in this movie. This
No, I
because
mean-
this felt very much like a Matthew Vaughn film.
Yes. In fact, I would say it's connected to other.
Well, yeah, and I
Vaughn
don't
films.
necessarily say that as a good thing
No.
in this sense.
I actually, when we go back to talking about things, I'm going to talk about the worst thing I watched this week now, and we'll talk about Argylle because that's what I want to
Okay.
talk about.
Yeah. Well, and that's on my list too. John said, "Growing like a cup of coffee." Sure, I can see that. I mean, it makes sense in the context because that scene, once we know, is a portion from the book. Does it look fake? Absolutely. Is it stupid? Yes. But
But also John Cena, he's strong. He could
true.
totally do that.
True. I mean, you without ripping her dress off or breaking her neck. I mean, she's very stiff. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's see here. So let's see. Gaelic rap is a must see. Yeah, or Gaelic. Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, I
so
think I'm
it's-
gonna do some research. Check it out.
Yeah, you really should. And I believe if this is David, I believe it is. This is my friend from Ireland who enjoys a bit of the herb. And so I'm curious though, but I don't know which part of Ireland you're from. I don't know if you're, but anyway. And then let's see here. Oh, hey, love from Japan from DSR. That is outstanding. Hey, that's yeah. Is that hello or is that arigatou gozaimasu? Or is that thank you very much? I think that's thank you very much.
I'll just go kanpai.
I don't think that's Japanese either.
It is. We were toasting.
No, I'm pretty sure that's like Chinese.
I don't know.
Okay.
I speak all the languages.
Yes. Oh, 12th Fail on Hulu or Apple TV. I still didn't see it in the U.S., but I'll look for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that on Apple either. So
yeah. The series You. I have not watched that. Ruben, you watched that. I liked the first book, which is why I did not watch the
series for Psycho Killer. I love hearing the inner monologue with that character. It's just so messed up and funny. Demented funny. Yeah.
Right on. Let's see. Leave the World Behind. That is a polarizing movie, Michael. I loved it. I loved the commentary that it got. Ruben did not enjoy it, which is pretty much our two views are how it has been, because you can scroll through. I loved scrolling through the comments on my review, and it was like one from "This is the greatest movie ever" to "This is utter dog poo," and then and it was just exactly like that. It wasn't like this was okay. I kind of liked it. It was pretty much polarizing. It was you had an extreme view, which okay, I appreciate that. That's fine. Oh, you're from Galway. Awesome. What's his bucket? Sing a song about that. Galway.
What's his bucket?
What's his bucket? Ed Sheeran. That's it. Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, can we go another 3 hours today? Chris, you're killing. I mean,
we'll do a 6-hour stream.
For me, not too bad because it's in the morning where I'm at. Ruben, though, is going to, at some point, just revolt and go get dinner. So,
like, nah, I'm out of here. Sorry, guys.
gotta go. Can't do it. Oh, my gosh. Okay, let's see here. I mean, you see... Oh, they changed the formula.
They changed the formula. Okay. Which series are we talking about?
You season 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I liked it. I liked what they did. It was good. Yeah. They kept it fresh that way.
Nice. Ruben, I think this is one of your favorite.
Just watch Unbreakable. That is my favorite superhero movie of all time. That will never change. It's so unusual as a superhero movie.
Dude.
It's so grounded. It's probably my favorite Shia LaBeouf film. And really? I just wish we never had part 2 and 3. Because I just don't think that... No, I didn't like Glass, but I liked the one where McAvoy had to play like 12 different... Yeah, Split. That was really interesting. I just wanted it to be gory and scary. I think they didn't dive into what it was supposed to be. Like, they went the psycho bit, and then when we got to the end, I wanted them really to embrace it, and they just didn't. I think that was partly to do with like the age restrictions, like a 12, and there's only so much they could do.
Probably, yeah, because they wanted to make sure that that's an interesting question anyway, just to hit on, the reasoning makes sense because they open it up then and get a broader audience because now more and more people can go see it. But does that satisfy everybody? And I think no. So you balance that of like, we want more people to see it, but that harms the enjoyment level to a segment of that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Argument that Bollywood action type movies have been making their way into Hollywood, and some of them have been spectacular. I mean, I watched Pathan again just a couple of weeks ago because I had so much fun with that one. And Ruben went and saw Fighter, and stuff. So that's definitely.
Yeah,
watched Wonka. I have still not seen Wonka.
It's like you can rent it now. So
okay.
I do intend. I want to watch it. I just didn't want to go to the cinema to watch it. So good news to hear that Chris Retzlaff liked it.
Yeah. So I do want to.
That was Timothy, right? Timothy.
Yeah.
Chalamet. Chamaletta.
I think it's Chalamet.
Yeah. Oh, Chalametti?
Chalamet. Yes, sure. Yes. Thoughts on the upcoming movie Civil War? Oh, Michael.
We were talking about this. I think it's going to be riveting and really interesting to watch. But for people that live in the US, Chris.
Dude. Okay, so I am stoked for this movie. I mean, it's Alex Garland. It looks. Here's my issue. It looks prophetic, not like sci-fi or dystopian, and that's what worries me because it is like
it looks real, like what would happen.
Like it's so close, especially with just how America is at the moment. I mean, we're boiling over.
Dude,
and it's
and not so even. It's like happening. Like more and more every day. I look at the news. I'm just like,
well, yeah, because we used to joke,
bunker, man.
We were joking about how 1984 and Fahrenheit 451. These were not instruction manuals. These were cautionary tales.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm a little worried, perhaps, that maybe somebody is going to watch Civil War and think, yeah, hey, good idea. Let's do this. But I don't think it's actually going to influence that way. But I am excited to answer your question. I mean, I think it's going to be harrowing. And I think, though, it's going to have a different reaction from people in America watching it or the United States watching it versus any other country, because it's showing what we're going through, some of the idiocy, some of the craziness, and just the flat out terrifying aspects as well.
Yeah, I think they should do a sequel as well and do what they were doing in the UK, because I think the urban warfare would look similar but also different, having those two cultures juxtaposition to see how we do that.
I tell you what, not to get too political, but France, those people have got it down when it comes to protesting. They just burn crap down. Like you're not paying us enough. You set fire to that.
Yeah.
That, you know what? I mean, yeah, okay. I'm not advocating for that, YouTube. I was not advocating for violence, okay? I just said it's an interesting thing, and
we all heard you.
it's a curious way at how they express themselves, and we know that internationally everybody has their own. Anyway, okay, moving on, so I don't get completely just executed from YouTube. Tiger 3. Pathan is in his movie as well. Okay.
Yeah, so when we watch Pathan, that guy that does the cameo, amazing action sequence on the train, and everybody in the cinema jumps up and goes crazy, that's the dude. I really do want to watch Tiger 3. Like,
yeah,
I want to watch it. Yeah.
I was like, the reactions were like, wow.
Incredible.
Average Joe.
Yeah, so that's on a streaming service called Bet Plus. Have you even heard
BET, Black Entertainment Television.
Oh, okay. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's like, is this a betting channel? Then they suddenly put money towards a series. I have heard of this, but it's not one that I ever thought I would have time to go and watch. It's got a good cast.
I'm looking up for it because I have not heard of this.
One of the actors I like is one of the only white actors in the cast, so that probably makes me a little racist. But Michael Trucco, Benjamin Chawaski, I like him. Actually, Malcolm Barrett's in it. I really like his acting. He's fantastic. So I hear good things, but it's not like I hear a lot of this. This is one of those is quietly. They kind of seeped in there, but actually looks like it's a quality drama.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've never heard of this. I wonder if. Okay. Yeah, I'll add it to the list. That's cool. Didn't know that. Let's see. One Hindi movie, Dangal.
By far the best.
Huh. All right. Let's see.
we certainly are getting titles to add to our list.
Yes, from 2016, former wrestler and his two wrestling daughters struggle towards glory at the Commonwealth Games in the face of societal oppression. Ooh,
It's
that
on
sounds.
Prime in the UK right now.
Oh, no, not on Prime here in the U.S., but that's okay.
Okay.
That's
All right.
cool. Okay, well, thank you for that
Mm-hmm.
suggestion. That's awesome. Ruben, should we move on? You said you wanted to talk about now the worst thing that you watched.
Yeah, because we had a couple of comments already about Argylle. I thought I would talk about. So it's my birthday tomorrow, but my wife and I celebrated early because she had Friday off. So I thought I've been looking forward to this film Argylle for ages, ever since I saw the trailer, because Sam Rockwell is basically in it, and anything Sam Rockwell's in, I will go and watch. And my favorite assassin film currently for the last few years is Mr. Right. Under that you get Leon and Long Kiss Goodnight, a few of the others that to just kind of creep in, the assassins, the old Antonio Banderas and Sylvester Stallone film, the kind of old school assassin films. But Mr. Right just continuously just stays there. So I was like, Sam Rockwell doing a sort of an assassin thing, I am in. Yeah, I didn't enjoy this film at all. like at all. The more I think about it, like there are some sequences, like action sequences, that are fine, but they don't do anything really new. It's kind of generic. It's none of it really feels real, even though there's supposedly two worlds. One that's like the fake book world of where our writer sees kind of lives her life, and then the real world, which again is just hyper unbelievability, where characters are doing things that they totally couldn't do. The spies are, you think John Wick is living it up, but no, these people are doing things that just are impossible. It makes it really hard to feel like any of the movie is grounded at all, like at any point during the film. So none of the characters, I believe, are in any real turmoil or danger at any point. Like there's little bits, like there's a bit of tension there. I was like, yeah, but I don't know, like that person's totally going to be alive somehow, none of that. So I like what the characters give. I also don't believe our lead protagonist so I believe her as the writer, but there's a twist, thankfully, that I didn't see coming, but I just didn't believe it. Had they addressed a certain thing that was happening in the movie, or that had happened over a number of years, then maybe I would believe it, but they just didn't. So I was like, okay, I don't believe that her in that role. Sam Rockwell, great at what he does, but I also just felt like Sam Rockwell was playing Sam Rockwell. Like, I don't think they were particularly directed well, and I don't think the script was particularly good. I don't think the CG was particularly good. I think the score was fine. I think the color palette was oversaturated. I think Henry Cavill didn't really want to be there. Like there's so many things I could list. It's just like, no wonder he wasn't in that much of the presentation, of the marketing and the press tour. Like people were moaning, like, why isn't he in this? Like, well, he is in it more than 5 minutes. He's just kind of broken up throughout the film, because some people like, he's only in it for, no, it is much more than that. It's just broken up into bits, and you understand why. And then they do this thing at the end with like an end credit scene, which left me going, what? How? Why? And why force it in there? Like,
Yeah, okay, so I liked the interspersing of Ellie's viewpoint of her seeing reality in her book going back and forth. So we have Sam Rockwell and Henry Cavill going back and forth, mid punch or something like that.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that because I
sort
thought
of
that,
creative. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and it shows her like this mental confusion almost that she's got. But the movie of itself, I mean, first off, is too long.
Way too long.
Oh my gosh,
way too long.
Just boring. And well, not boring. Parts of it were. There were parts where
this film should not have been met with the cast it has and the story, the action spy kind of genre should not have been.
Yeah, no, so it drew from, and I had said this in my review, it drew from like the Lost City. It felt like the Lost City, sort
They're
of.
trying to tap into that, yeah.
Yeah,
a bit,
and by itself, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but everything that we got felt ununique.
Yeah, exactly that. And I don't know if you remember watching the first Kingsman. I thought that was unique. It was fresh. It was funny. It was fish out of water. This kind of kid from the UK's version of the ghetto, that kind of thing. And he meets these guys in that are like suited and booted, really posh, and those worlds clash. And then having him become this sort of spy was brilliant, and it worked.
Well, and it felt like there were more stakes to it too.
Oh yeah, real stakes. Even though they had the ridiculousness of their heads exploding with color and stuff. We go from Thor Ragnarok to Thor Love and Thunder. This feels like Kingsman to this.
Yeah. It was a disappointment, especially because of the potential.
Yeah, exactly.
That it had, and not even going in like, oh, this is going to be another Kingsman. It's not going to be just the setup feels very similar. There's nothing new, I guess, in all of it.
So my wife had to explain to me the explodey bit with the grenades and the color and the when they're doing the dancing.
Oh yeah.
She said that was just for anybody else that's confused and that you've seen it in the trailer. They're doing this like a big attack and they're using these various colored grenades and they're kind of doing a dance number to it. If the moment it cuts back to security video footage, it's just them shooting and killing everybody. So my wife's response is that was in her mind and it wasn't actually going on.
Well, and there was a portion where Sam Rockwell asks Ellie to dance and she's like, I can't dance.
Yeah.
And yet then she does.
Yeah.
And so it was also, some of that just.
So I thought I had a different ending in my mind that I wrote, the kind of like where she's in a hospital in like a mental institute and all the characters that are like that we've seen are different patients around the mental asylum. and that's like, I would have preferred that ending to how it did end. So yeah. Anyway.
Funny. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Okay. You want to go for hit the comments?
Yeah, let's hit those comments.
Cool. They canceled Good Behavior. Very underrated show. If it's the one no, I don't know. I don't know which one it is. Is it the one with Michelle Dockery? That was on.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Max and now TNT or something like that.
It's not one I'd even heard of.
Me neither. But if it was on TNT first, that means it's American, and that means that it would definitely not be on my radar initially.
Yeah, because you don't really do.
I don't
American
like most
TV
American
series.
stuff, even though I don't believe Michelle Dockery. I think she's British.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, going back to Dongal, you won't regret it. I've heard that before, I gotta say, and sometimes I have regretted it. So I'm glad that you love it, and we'll definitely, I'll give it a shot. Also from Zed, hey, happy birthday, Ruben.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Let's see.
While you're doing the comments, I'm gonna change the battery.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna just do this then because it makes it a little easier. We don't see Ruben disappear or freeze. And I'm gonna come back to this comment so Ruben can actually hear it because he has his headphones off. But same guy as Kingsman. Yes, you're right. What's his name? Matthew Vaughn, who did that, and it's and going right off that call sign Maverick. Hey, yeah, you might be saying Argylle today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have fun with it. I mean, just because we did not like it doesn't mean that you won't. Ruben, I came back to some of these just so that you could see and hear them, and wow, you shrunk.
Yeah, I need to do something with my camera.
Oh, here we'll watch. Ruben redid his set, which looks amazing, and there we go. So he's got some more depth, and we get to see more of his cool knickknacks and.
I'm really
and
eager
stuff
to
like
watch Wonka, so I became a Oompa Loompa.
Awesome. Let's see here. The skating scene.
Oh my goodness, what was that?
I had fun with that because of the ridiculousness of it. Okay,
My mind was trying to figure out like how those blades then would skate on oil, and I was like,
well, and
No.
I gotta say too that there is a point where towards the end where it goes into slow mo, where I'm pretty sure like they
not.
didn't like you can see it's the stunt person.
oh yeah, it wasn't her. Yeah, no.
Like I'm not sure why you slowed that portion down.
Also, the body shape changed a bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Anyway, let's see here.
Thanks for the happy birthday messages. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, Alexander, the Making of a God. Okay, I got 7 minutes into this and I turned it off.
Really,
It was.
I thought about watching it. Thanks, you guys saved me.
It's one of those docudrama things
Yeah.
where they dramatize, something that happened in history, and like it opens up, and this woman is walking through. I don't know, some palace or something like that, and she's looking at the camera talking, and it's cheesy, did not work. So, David, I hope you didn't watch the entire thing, but, good to hear that I was not the only one that did not enjoy that. Ruben, are you excited about the Indiana Jones?
Hells yes. It's a
What?
it's a Hales. It's a new game from Machine Games, Bethesda, Xbox, and gonna be launching on all the Xbox and PC because it's part of their platform. But man, this looks like it's going to be so much better than the last film we got. It's centered in between the first two films.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it's a little bit controversial in the fact that it's gone. You're basically Jones, and so you see the fists of your character, but you don't see the character. So it's first
person,
not third. Yeah, and some people wanted to see the character, but I understand. Like between cutscenes, I presume we're going to see the character do some stuff, but then you get to be him. So I'm looking forward to the hat, the whip, the story. It looks great, and with the graphics that we have, the capabilities of next gen consoles and PC upgrades, gonna be wonderful.
And speaking of games, my wife was telling her kids, she was like, "Hey, I want to play The Last of Us." Okay, now first off, my wife doesn't play video games. Okay, she does. It's a blast to play with her on Wii and stuff because she gets very excited and squealy and everything and has a lot of fun. And so it's even more funny to watch her than actually play the game because she's so into it and so excited. But she was asking them because my youngest has a PS5, and they were like, "Well, yeah, I will just bring the PS5 down." And she goes, "Well, maybe we should buy one." Like she's looking at me, and I'm like. Okay, so we're gonna probably be buying in the next, I don't know, year.
Dude,
both
you
an
have
Xbox
to stream that.
And
my wife plays The Last of Us because she will cry.
Oh, I know. Well, see, and that was the thing because she was like, she loved the series and she doesn't want to wait. Like she wants to just get back into the world.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Oh my goodness, man! The first half an hour of that game had me in tears. Literally, I was just like, "I'm fine, guys. I'm fine."
Yeah,
it's just dust. It's dust in here.
I know what what happens in season 2.
What a game!
Yeah. Okay, so David did not finish watching Alexander. Good. Thinking of watching Sound of Freedom tonight. I'm glad that you're watching that. If that's for you,
Chris has emotions about that film.
It's not even about it's
not about the film. It's about the people around the film. Yeah,
the real life people. That I can't support that film at all. So I'm glad that you're gonna watch it. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, for me, no, will not watch, will not support it. Okay. So let's get back into the
wait,
things, yeah?
I want to see the last comment.
Wait.
What?
Ruben could never be a
Ruben can claim to be from any existing race and be believed.
I don't even know what that
I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
I'm now an Aussie man. Yeah. I want to go to the DUNE and use my Barbie with my wife named Sheila.
Isn't a Sheila like a word for every woman, any woman?
Yeah, like the Sheila. Yeah.
And what was a dunny?
A DUNE is a toilet,
Okay.
and a Barbie
Well,
is a.
I know the Barbie, yeah.
Barbie.
Cause sure, throw shampoo on the Barbie. Yeah. Okay.
You must get competitive if you're playing Mario Kart. Sorry, I jumped back into the comments.
Oh, yeah. It's fun. It's great. And when we do like, what's that one? It was made by Boom Blocks. On, dude, I love
Mario
Boom
Party?
Blocks. Huh?
Is it Mario Party?
No, it's a standalone game
Okay.
on Wii, and
Right.
some of it is pulling different things, but a lot of it is throwing safe to make things explode. And it's one of those that you must have the wrist strap on, otherwise you can break your TV. But
Right.
that's a lot of fun too.
Do you still
But
play
yeah.
the Wii, or do you play on Switch?
No, we play the Wii. We actually there was about a month where the kids were coming over, and we were doing each week, and we were doing Rock Band.
Oh, amazing!
Going through those, yeah.
Love Rock Band.
Yeah, it was great because we have a whole bunch of different ones.
You got the guitars and the drums. And
we got the drums.
mic.
We had two guitars, but one of them stopped working. So
They do that, yeah. Especially if you use them too much.
yeah, so we only have one guitar, the drums, and the microphone. And
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun. It's cool.
Nice.
So okay, cool. Mine. The next best thing I watched this week is another one from Sundance, which I know is
Okay.
probably frustrating for people.
Because
you can't actually watch it.
You can't watch it. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
hopefully it's going to come out soon. But it's got Fred Hetchinger, Parker Posey, Clark Gregg,
I like Parker Posey.
and June Squibb, and it's called Thelma. Now this is about a
Not
93
Anne
year
Louise.
what?
Not
Mary-
Anne Louise. Never mind. I made a joke. It's lost now.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll move on.
Okay. So Thelma is a 93-year-old woman, and she gets scammed over the phone.
Oh no.
And she pays a large sum of money to these scammers, because
It's
she
the
believes it's
sequel
about
to
her
the Beehive.
grandson. And so then she goes on this quest to get her money back.
Okay.
Her family, it's very quirky of a film. It's a comedy. Fred Hetchinger, who was in like White Lotus, the first season, he was in that Amy Adams remake of Rear Window.
Yeah.
He's great in this because he's the grandson. He's very loving, very understanding to his grandma. And they have a wonderful relationship. It is smally, like a little bit sarcastic, but still really funny, but not sarcastic as in mean or rude to each other. It's
Okay.
it's like funny type.
Yeah.
That's it. The relationship, it's beautiful because he really cares about her. She really cares about him. Parker Posey and Clark Gregg play his parents.
Love Clark
And
Gregg.
He's great.
Dude's great.
Their dynamic in this is weird. But we watch June Squibb as Thelma go on this journey, and some of it is absolutely ridiculous. Her
Does
friend,
she travel everywhere on her motorized scooter?
see, that's not her scooter. That's her friend. And Richard Roundtree is in this. And
Yes,
that's-
Richard Roundtree. is amazing.
he passed away, unfortunately, but it's his scooter.
Right.
There is a scene in a retirement home that involves
With like a heist, I think.
sort of, yeah, it's great. It's so funny. I mean, this is one of these movies that just puts a smile on your face because it's the right amount of cheese mixed with like genuinely likable characters.
Yeah.
And so June or Thelma she's very likable, even though she does things that like maybe get in her way a little bit, like she gets in her own way or, anything like that. But it's wonderful. And, like it's really, really funny, and it has stakes in it where you feel concerned for the characters. Like that because she's 93 years old, so she's not a spring chicken. I mean, she's not, super nimble and just can take a fall.
But she has a lot of life in her by the looks of it.
Oh, she does, yeah, and she's great. And because some of it involves her on the computer, it's hilarious. Just, her going back and forth. Ooh, Ruben got food. Can we read his? Yes, okay. There.
It's
bread.
What do you call it, babe? What? The bread you made? Focaccia.
Oh, nice. I like me some focaccia. So this is anyway, the movie's wonderful. It's, okay. It doesn't outstay its welcome. It's 97 minutes. It's quick. It has a point to it, it has a single direction. I mean, it's a woman trying to get her thing back. And so she goes on a cross town journey to get there. And then the complications. I'm totally
going to watch this.
What?
I'm totally going to watch this.
Oh, dude, I think you're going to love it because it's, it's that A to B type of thing. And then all the complications that come in, some of them are natural. Some of them are just funny. The conversations and the delivery that June Squibb has as Thelma, like she's comedy gold. Because she has these expressions, and she'll like of genuine like bewilderment or surprise, and will be like, "What?" And you actually believe that she's so doing good. That.
Yeah, her timing. I've seen her in a few things, and her timing is really good.
Yeah, it's a feel good movie too. It ends on a positive. So you also you have fun with this. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? Like some of these movies typically they can go down.
Yeah, they can do. I was worried about that when you introduced me to The Way Back,
dude.
But man, that you because it does have some it gets a bit serious.
Yeah.
Even though it's really fun to watch, but it does end on a high. Like I need more of those kind of.
Yeah,
finishing on a high.
And most of the movies that I see at Sundance are darker.
Yeah,
they're more depressing. They're more.
You seem to be able to sell those more to Sundance, or
yeah. It's very weird that a lot of the indie type films have that bent to them, rather than like this as Thelma. Thelma was it was a drastically different from a lot of the films that I saw, but it was so well acted. It used its time well. The story was cohesive and moving forward, and edited in a way to keep all the great parts, allow still some character development in slower moments, but not lose momentum. That was the, so you feel like, ooh, we're going.
Nice.
So,
yeah, that's great. Any more comments?
Not at the moment. Nobody's watching. I think we're good. So, no,
as
I'm
I
sure they're
munching my bread.
Yeah. You ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sort
what
of.
You got?
This is in preparation for March the 1st. And we hadn't watched it. Thank you. We hadn't watched it since it left cinemas. And I really enjoyed it, but we'd waited a long time, and now we've waited quite a while for the sequel. But we went and watched the Dune, the 2021 Dune Villeneuve.
Oh, okay.
Like literally, I'd only watched it once at the cinema, so I put it on my projector, put up the music, and I actually enjoyed it more this time round. I don't know, maybe because it settled with me. I didn't have the pressure of the cinema and people talking and eating and making noise and stuff. put up the sound, sat there, and just got absorbed. I didn't mind the long, forlorn looks, and our perception of the film once we'd finished it was, this is a really great setup. And I can understand why we were pissed, because it's such a good setup. You really just want the good bit of the story now, right? You kind of got to the part. Kirsten remembered how she felt when she had got to the end. It's like, wait, they're ending it there? It's like, oh no, okay. Yeah, so loving that I've watched it now, because in like 3.5 weeks, we have part 2 finally coming to the cinema. And probably not going to be the last part, but it'll be the last part of that story. And then we'll get Messiah probably.
If
it
it's
still looks,
greenlit.
yeah, it still looks spectacular, even though we've had to wait 3 years for, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, so like 2.5, 3 years probably. I'm looking forward to it visually. Very much surprised at how much dialogue there is not. It's very little dialogue. He's a storyteller through the visuals.
Yeah.
And how he is able to show scale is like incredible. Like I'm just like, there's so many of those moments where you get to appreciate it because the actors are pretty slow and like looking off into the distance and what have you. It's just great because it's visually arresting a lot of the time. And I was surprised by how many characters I really liked that got taken out. I was like, damn it, I really like that character. It's that is a really good father role model, and then he's gone. It's like, that is a really good kind of brother martial arts master role model, and he's gone. I'm like, God damn it.
Don't
a lot of
like
fun
anybody.
watching that again. Yeah, don't like, root for the bad guys.
Exactly. Oh, funny. Yeah, it's I haven't watched it since I first watched it, which I watched it on HBO Max first, and that was just because of where I was on vacation.
Right.
And then the day I got back, I went and saw it with my youngest at IMAX,
Nice.
and loved it. I tried to get tickets to the fan sneak preview type thing of Dune 2. All of the tickets were sold out.
Yeah, I bet.
So I
That
was like,
second.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I'll be seeing it at some point. Yeah, I am curious at where they're going to go with it, and I hope. I don't understand why they just don't greenlight Messiah so
weird.
that he
It's
can
gonna
get
make-
going on it.
Yeah, he needs to get going on it. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
All right. Let's see here. Are you excited for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire?
I am. A lot. Yeah.
I'm not as much. I think it's going to be fun. I just yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I was
don't know
a
what it
huge
is about.
fan of the previous one. I like them incorporating both old and new. And I like the new cast. So,
Yes, I do like the new cast. I think what Paul Rudd is, he's outstanding. I'm not as big of a fan now as what's the kid from
from Stranger Things?
yeah. I don't, his character or his acting, he seems to be the same in everything I see him in. And that's also that's the same with another kid, and I'm not from Stranger Things, but I'm not a fan of his either, because he's done several different roles, but he just comes across the exact same every single time.
Like The Rock playing The Rock.
Yeah, it is. It's like it was fine for a little bit, and now it's like, I need you to do something else. I need you to have different facial expressions. I need you to show me, I mean, this is what you do,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, okay. It was a slower watching week for me.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the worst thing?
I did.
Oh, you did. That was Argylle.
Argylle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a
I have another worst thing, but it's not terrible. Just wasn't what I wanted.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm definitely in the minority of this. Most people that have watched this so far have really enjoyed it.
Okay.
So, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Amazon Prime or Prime Video series, based on the original TV series rather than the movie. And that's where I think it went wrong. Because a lot of, even the creators themselves said, oh, we've taken similar aspects, but that's kind of where it stops. There's a lot. Most of the story is very similar to it. But it kind of stops. Like where you've watched the film, it's as if the series reaches a point 3/4 of the way through the film, and that's where the story stops. So it's not a one and done. It also finishes on a massive cliffhanger. Massive. Huge. Like the worst cliffhanger you can have. It's like, okay, they better do a sequel. There's 8 episodes. I think the acting is fine. It's a much more serious tone. Everybody says they were laughing a lot. I don't get it. Like, I was not laughing. There are funny moments that our characters find themselves in. And I also didn't get the... others were saying that they felt that the two characters had a lot of charisma with each other. Like, you know, that...
Oh,
that,
yeah.
If you think about Mr. and Mrs. Smith's, the movie, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, their banter, even when they find out that they're trying to kill each other, there's this almost like sex appeal, like they're really into each other, but they're also trying to kill each other. There's a really fine balance, and that was just, for me, was just not shown in this film. It was much more serious, and a lot of this series is them with the psychiatrist. And it's not funny. Remember the moments in the Mr. and Smith's film, their psychiatrist was funny because they were talking about things that were trying, and it was like this light banter. This time around, it just feels like an actual time that they're spending in the psychiatrist, and their marriage and relationship is falling apart. And I was like, that's the last thing I wanted for this series. It was much more serious than I expected. But then there were different occasions and spy gadgets and good action moments. And like the last episode I thought was incredible, really tense, well paced. So not the worst thing, but for me it was like really mid because I wanted something different from it. I think had they pitched it at not being a Mr. and Mrs. Smith series, called it something else, probably would have worked better.
I did not watch it. I had the screeners. It didn't grab my attention. I have seen a lot of positivity for this. Like a lot of people, and you know what? Most of the reactions that I've seen, though, have been, I was surprised. So they more so, it feels like people went in with a low expectation, or they expected to hate it, and it surpassed that expectation.
Yeah.
So I don't, which I'm not sure that's really a glowing review, because if you expected something to be bad and it wasn't bad, does that mean it was good? Or does it mean it just wasn't bad?
Yeah. I mean, I still got through it much easier than I did other series. So it's not terrible, but is that a glowing review? It's not terrible. That definitely makes me not want to watch it.
Well, I've said some things like that too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not terrible.
Great, thanks. I'm going to spend my time on it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Should we jump back to the comments?
Yeah. Chris, okay, so Denis, still doing the sister series. So it's the Sisterhood, DUNE, the Sisterhood. I guess it's still moving forward. On IMDb, it's not listed in his in Denis' thing, like in his discography, movieography, whatever it is. But that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if it is actually still happening or not, but that could be actually kind of cool as just a side, a side story to fill in more.
Do you think
of the
Rebecca
gaps
Ferguson would be in that then?
I don't know.
She's kind of a high-profile actress now, isn't she?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she wouldn't do,
No, true.
do a series. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, she did do Silo, and she was excellent in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we're at that point now where there's not the stigma.
True. The quality is almost the same now, or sometimes better. So
exactly, especially when we have these streaming platforms who have the budget to put it in. It's not like, like a CBS show where it's just kind of like they give like the same amount of money to across the board to everybody, and it's like, so yeah. I don't know. Sarcastic Geek, hey, first episode was okay. Enjoying FX's feud, Capote versus the Swans. I have not even heard of this. Yeah.
This is why I love our watchers or subscribers.
Yeah.
We have such a vast, like around the world watchers that they give us some really interesting.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find it because I don't know where Sarcastic Geek is from, and that's the one thing that we have discovered with you and I chatting is that they are not universally available, and even on the same channels. So, let's see here. Have you been able to find it?
Is it called Ford, Babette, and Joan? Because that's FX. Yeah, it is. Ford, Capote versus the Swan. So FEUD.
Feud.
If you want to look, feud. I thought it was. I'm pronouncing it like some special word. Ford.
Ford.
Ford. Yes. Spider.
Did you learn how to say that in Schule?
Yes. Demi Moore. Okay.
The U.S. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I found it. Yes. Gosh. Naomi Watts, Tom Hollander, Diane Lane, Demi Moore, Callista Flockhart, Chloe Savini, Molly Ringwald, Treat Williams, Mantello, and Russell. Holy crap!
Mm-hmm. That's definitely going on the list.
Yeah, first two episodes are on now. I have not even heard of this.
Oh, I thought this came out in the 2017.
In the U.S., January 31st is when it on FXX and the director's cut simulcast. What? Wait, how?
Yeah, because on the top of IMDb, where it says Fouad, Babette, and Joan, it says original title, and then it says TV series 2017.
Yeah, but then it also says that the stars are Susan Sarandon and Jessica Lange and Judy Davis.
But as we know, IMDb is always correct.
Well, this is true, but is this... I don't understand what's going on.
Well, we can check it out and see.
Yeah, yes. Well, thank you, Sarcastic Geek, for that, because that cast is stacked.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's a great list.
Okay, do you have an anime?
I do have an anime. So just a heads up for people, the 7 Deadly Sins, 4 Nights of the Apocalypse on Netflix, dropped the first 11 episodes this week. I watched it. They've gone back to the original anime style of like the 2D with 3D CG backgrounds, which is great, much better than just the 3D nonsense crap. But it's not the full story. I believe they're dropping chunks of the episodes each week until we hit next week is like 15 episodes to complete the series. So that's great. But
I'm sorry, which what's the subheading of this? 7 Deadly Sins?
7 Deadly Sins, 4 Nights of the Apocalypse.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But the anime I'm talking about today is, I think I mentioned it to you. Do you remember an anime I mentioned to you this past week? Because it had such a unique title.
Oh, it was something about slime, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, Tensei Shitaro Sumaru Datoken, or That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. There are 2 seasons. There's a mini series. There's a movie. I've watched the first season in its first 24 episodes, and honestly, I judged the book by its cover because I looked at the title. This is going to be so stupid. Like, and that's why I haven't seen it. But my sons, my friends have like, you just give it a chance. And I have to say, I was hooked almost immediately. You get this guy on Earth, seems to be a nice guy. He pushes his work colleague out of the way as he sees he's about to get stabbed, and he gets stabbed and then dies. And he gets reincarnated in a fantasy world as a slime. And if you know anything about like fantasy worlds, they are typically like the weaker character, and the things that other characters like that are venturing will go and hack up a lot of to like, get XP and get stronger. So he comes back at this as this weak character, but also is a unique slime because he's come from another world. Characters that or beings that come from another world into this world get powers. Thing is, he's a slime, so he's got to learn everything. The first friend he makes is a dragon. There's only 4 dragons, and this is like a special dragon that's been locked away for 300 years. Dude, the slime ends up becoming so powerful, like way overpowered. He builds a kingdom. Like, the story and adventure is crazy, all as a slime. Like a blue blobby thing. It's fantastic. It's so funny. It has a lot of heart. The characters you actually care about. It is. I was amazed at how quickly I was like, yeah, I am in.
No joke. When you told me, you sent me the clip first, and you're like, "What we're watching," and then you told me the title of it, and I'm like, "Holy crap, yes!" I don't know if I would enjoy the anime itself, but the title alone had me like, yes, yes, yes. Oh goodness,
it's so good. It's so funny.
That's awesome. Okay, so that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah.
So if you're looking, there's 59 episodes so far.
Yeah, so it's on Crunchyroll, Funimation, and Prime Video, so you can find it wherever. Yeah.
Nice.
Incredible.
All right. Feud is great. It's like Susan Sarandon show by the American Horror Story guy. It's a season 2 kind of, which it's so you got Ryan Murphy directing this.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't always like Ryan Murphy stuff.
I hit and miss with Ryan Murphy, but what I'm curious, do I need, Chris, this is a question for you since you're telling us so much about it. Do I need to watch season 1 first, or can I just dive in to the to this season? I don't know. That's
okay.
Yeah.
He can answer that.
Yeah, he can. Okay, we have 25 minutes if we're going to stick to our goal here.
I thought we were going for 6 hours.
Oh well, that was Chris's. Because Chris is on Patreon also. Your version will be there, but everybody else, we watched a movie.
Yeah, we did
together. And you had never seen it, which just it baffled me. I thought for sure you had seen this movie.
I understand why I haven't seen it now.
Well, okay, sure. But if I it's called The Last Starfighter. It's from 1984. This is nostalgic. This is not good. I want to hear though for you. Tell me about it. What was your experience watching this movie?
This seemed like it was such a cheap production. Like, good Lord. Like, there were 80s movies that had nostalgia and bad special effects, and then there's this movie. Like, seriously, when they actually show some of the special effects or their computer generated stuff, I actually thought it wasn't finished. Like my PS1, had my Nintendo 64 had better graphics, that kind of stuff. Like it truly awful stuff. And then some of the sets, I was just like, good Lord. And then some of the acting, I was like, good golly, Miss Molly. This is tough. I love the idea, and it reminds me a lot of you've read or you've listened to the audiobook of Ready Player One, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that author has done another book that's literally the Starfighter. It's like
Armada.
It's called Armada. Yeah.
I have that. I haven't read it yet. Is it good?
It's so good.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's so good. Yeah. And it reminded me a lot of Armada. It just made me want to go read Armada or listen to the audiobook again, because I was just like, but it's very much, I guess I would equate the Last Starfighter to a little bit of Armada with Ender's Game. I guess that's the similar premise, only they did it. Well, let's just say they had a budget. I think that's this. Yeah, and a little bit of Tron for sure. I think that's the biggest issue I had with this film, is that had they had a bigger budget, they would have been able to do everything that they were shooting for, because they were shooting for a big AAA movie, and this ended up being, a D movie. I like the idea, and that the fact that I can see the nostalgia in it. Like, I can see the music, the score, the way people reacted to each other. I love the idea of where they live, this kind of community that's created, where everybody knows everybody's business. One kid desperately trying to leave, but he doesn't have the means or the funds. Doesn't think he's better than anybody, but he believes in himself that he can get out. It's ridiculously cheesy as well, and there's some characters I really hate, like Centauri. Good Lord.
Yeah, not necessarily a good guy, huh?
No. What was your thing? What did you think about like going back to it?
It was it was slower, a lot slower than I remembered.
Right.
The graphics were terrible. Yes, absolutely, hands down. And I remembered some of it, especially as the ship does its thing, But I think this is one of those that I really, really liked growing up.
I see that. Yeah.
It was fun, and for the time, I mean, come on, this was better graphics than my Atari. This is 1984. Come on, I had
though?
Totally. Look at the ship and everything. Yes, it's angled, and in today it looks totally fake.
Oh no, inside the ship, fine.
Oh, no, outside. No, I'm talking about outside. The angles of it, you know what I mean? The weird shading and stuff. But come on,
just like
you had think back to the Atari and Pitfall or Frogger.
Yeah,
that was high quality game there. You know what I mean? So,
but if you compare it to some of the other films that came out in '84, dude.
What? Like
okay.
What?
I will tell you now. Keep telling me. Who's your favorite character?
Tron is 2 years earlier, and the graphics are better in Tron. I'm not saying that. Yeah. I'm not saying that the graphics are phenomenal by any means. I'm just
Starman.
Dude, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Red stop, green go, yellow go very fast.
Dune came out in 1984.
Okay, whatever.
I understand. I do understand what you're saying. Yeah. I'm just playing.
I know. Well, and Sarcastic Geek, love the Starfighter. Watched it all the time as a kid. Yeah, me too. That was and that's where the nostalgia part comes in. And Chris Retzlaff, Last Starfighter, welcome to the party, pal. Yeah, I mean, okay, you've seen it now. You've seen it. But yeah, you don't.
I mean, I'm amazed I hadn't seen it. Like, there was a gap in my 80s.
That was more shocking to me.
Nostalgia, yeah.
Yeah. Everything about it is cheese, though.
Starman. Sarcastic Geek says Starman. Wait, you haven't seen Starman?
I haven't seen Starman. Oh,
dude.
My gosh. Starman is
rectify that.
Jeff Bridges. And is it Karen Allen also?
I think so. Yeah, Karen Allen. Yeah.
Dude, that 1984. Yeah. Oh,
Oh yes, I have.
okay. Chris Retzlaff had said, answering back to Feud, it's an anthology, so we don't need to have seen season 1, which is good.
Oh, nice.
So there. He was
Dude,
so he
what a
did
dude.
such a great job in that movie. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. You can still ask us questions and everything. Don't forget about our super chats. But let's see here. Okay. Oh, I forgot to write down the time code of that.
Oh, do you want to talk about entertainment news?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So wait, you go ahead. I'm doing down the time codes.
Right. Okay. So it's an interesting week of entertainment. There was a lot happening actually. As I get my screenshots up, that's how I do it. I do it like I just screenshot a bunch. And then I'm like, okay, I will talk about this.
Okay, while you're looking, I do have one.
Okay, go for it.
Culture Crave on Twitter, they had reported that George R.R. Martin says social media is dominated by anti-fans.
Yeah.
And this is his quote. Toxicity is growing. It used to be fun talking about our favorite books and films and having spirited debates with fans who saw things different. But it is no longer enough to say, I did not like this book or this film, and here's why. People would rather talk about the stuff they hate than the stuff they love and delight in dancing on the graves of anyone whose film has flopped, unquote.
Yeah,
So
he's not wrong. He's
not
absolutely right. Yeah.
And it got me, at some point, you and I, maybe we'll do a Patreon on this about fandoms and the toxicity of probably almost all fandoms.
Yeah, I would say all fandoms now.
And it's not...
It's a minority, but they speak loudest for some reason of those fandoms. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate too, because I think it ruins some of the fandoms, because I mean, you and I are fans of a lot of things. So yeah. Okay. What you got on your news?
Hello, Visual Addiction. They're just saying hello, so I'm just saying hello back.
Oh, hello.
A bit of sad news that Carl Weathers passed away this week.
Yeah.
And I was looking through like the plethora. This dude was amazing, from the great, so from sports to big films, from TV. Such a great actor. He will be missed.
Absolutely. I had more news, but it's on a different computer.
Okay. Talking about the toxicity of going from George R.R. Martin's statement. So you got Laura Bailey, who says The Last of Us fans would send death threats targeting her newborn son over her portrayal of Abby. She said it was rough. It taught me to keep a distance. So here's a fan group that literally can't figure out that an actress has played a role as part of her job, and they've thought, no, that's like, I don't like what you've done. So like they think it's real. And not like that. There's a majority of people that think what they see on TV, like from Galaxy Quest, is historical documents. They must believe that, because why else would they be saying these things to this? It's bonkers. It's like me going up to like Bruce Willis and saying like, why didn't you do a better job in Nakatomi Tower? You could have saved a few more people.
Yes. Well, and it's we forget sometimes, or it seems like that they have this is a portrayal, and the actor was directed in a certain way.
Really, they should be praising them if it made them feel so emotionally tormented or tumulted, if that's a word. Then they should be like on internet praising this actress for doing such a great job of how it brought all these emotions to you. But I recognize she's an actor. Acting, voicing. Oh my gosh. I can't.
Yeah. I remembered some of it. We had talked about Last of Us, or I talked about Last of Us, but I believe they've also now, or they're pursuing a season 3. No, excuse me.
The
Part
third game.
3 of the game.
Yes.
Part 3 of the game, yes.
Yeah. Duckman said that he thinks that there is a story to tell. I'm all up for that. Yeah, absolutely. As long as it's good, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's...
Sarcastic Geek has something to say about The Last of Us.
That was one of them. Yes, that she is going to be on. I am. She's so good.
She is fantastic. I love the fact that she's been cast. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah, really good news. Sticking with movie news, we
Yes.
recently. Well, I was speaking about Dune. Right, and Dune 2 comes out in like 3 weeks, and I don't know if this is true, but I saw a statement that Warner Brothers had to go out and say, please do not stick anything other than your fingers in the popcorn toppers because...
They made a fleshlight for their popcorn thing.
Yeah. Did you see it? It's the worm on top of the popcorn holder, and it's got all the feelers. Like, and I was just like, the fact that that has to be said is a really true account of where we're at in civilization.
Dude, well, I saw a sticker, like it was a sticker on a gas station. Now, it was a photo that I saw, so it could have been manipulated, but given the state of humanity, I don't think it was. And it was for a petrol nozzle. It says, please do not insert nozzle in mouth or anus. There are warning signs because people have done them.
Right.
So,
Anyway. It's like American Pie, I was just like, really?
Just like warm apple pie.
Warm apple pie. Oh my gosh. Megamind. You know how much I love Megamind. Yeah, because I quote it all the time. There is a TV series and a new movie coming to Peacock, and I watched the trailer, and the voice for Megamind is so off. And it's not like they needed to get someone that was really close. I understand not getting Will Ferrell to like reprise the role, big expense, but they needed to get someone that was much closer because it doesn't have that bounce and that laughter that he has. Spider. There isn't that in it, which has very much disappointed me because I'm definitely judging a book by its cover. But watching that trailer, I was just like, oh no.
See, that was my worry. That you're going to take something that was wonderful. Didn't really need anything to happen, and there you go. So, okay.
Do you remember I was talking about my question of the day was like, should actors be paid so much because we hold them on pedestals so high? So there's... What comes with the result of that is sometimes actors lose the plot because they think that they deserve more. They're more than human. So this week, we've got an indie movie suddenly fell apart after Jake Gyllenhaal showed erratic behavior, including stripping to his underwear and diving into the freezing ocean, saying, "When I see the sea, I swim in the sea." Constant script rewrite demands, doing his rehearsal in a Pepe Le Pew like accent, saying set builders should sleep in their cars to prevent COVID spread.
You gotta wonder though, because I saw some speculation that he didn't want to be in the production anymore,
Right?
and so he's trying to be erratic
he's trying
removed.
to get kicked off, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, is that the case, or is he really having, like, does he need some help?
It sounds like there's something medically wrong. Like, that's not normal behavior, right?
That's not normal behavior, no. But if you are going to try and be kicked off of something without having to quit because then you violate your contract, that, I don't know, maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. Are we going to be watching the new FX series Shogun?
Yes.
It looks
Hell
really good.
yes. It looks ridiculous. Also, Hiroyuka Sanada is in it. And he's the whole reason. Like, tick.
Yeah, yes. He's there, so yes, please. That would be wonderful. Like pictures from this text and says the game. That's true. Yes. Gozer the Gozerian. I'm looking. Yes. Are you the key master?
There is no Zool.
Yes. Oh, good. Yeah. No, it looks wonderful. Shogun looks amazing and almost anticipated of the spring. Yeah. Again, because Hiroyuki Sanada is in this, that makes me instantly more like it puts it on the list to want to see.
Yeah, for real. You won't believe this. Idris Elba is returning for Hijack season 2.
Thank you. What?
What?
I love Idris.
Yeah.
A man crush on the guy, but
Yeah.
I question first off, why do we need another season?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, it's not believable if he gets into another situation. I mean, it's kind of like Taken 3, right? You know?
I mean, if it links to the first one, as someone's pissed off that like they ruined their plan,
Sure.
and it brings him back purposely, I guess they could do that.
We did see a little bit of that from season 1.
Yeah.
How there were a couple people who just kind of disappeared. They, rode off into the sunset there. But I don't, for me, no. I'm glad Visual Addiction really wants to see that. Awesome. Or unless you're talking about Shogun. So let's see here. It's going to continue based off the... Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I'm just not as excited, I think. I don't know. I thought it was a limited series. I thought it was a one and done type of thing. But Idris Elba is also returning for Sonic 3, as is Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Which we had been told by him he was retiring.
He was retiring from acting, but obviously...
I guess if the right role comes around...
I mean, he was so good in that role.
He's
as Dr. Eggman.
Yeah.
He's perfect. You couldn't really... They must have offered him enough to him to go, okay, I'll come back for that. And then maybe thinking, I had a lot of fun just being silly, like playing that role.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you know what? I saw Cameron Diaz is going to be in a movie or series coming up. Like, she retired from acting in 2014.
That's weird.
And she's going to come back in one. So I'm curious at what that's gonna be like. But
okay, so I got 2 more pieces of news.
Okay.
I got loads of like random stuff, but I've chosen 2 good pieces. Okay, one is there's the Buffy Vampire reboot is in the works. It's like actually going ahead. Says Dolly Parton, and I was like, what? Dolly Parton owns part of the rights to Buffy the Vampire Slayer for some reason, and she's said that we are doing a remake. Those two worlds for me just don't connect. My brain goes, huh?
She's a smart businesswoman, though.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. Yeah.
So, yeah. What was your other piece?
Have you not got any more?
I got no more news. Yeah,
okay, so I'm finishing on a funny, a happy one, I think. Awesome. So Paul Giamatti says the role he gets recognized for most is Marty Wolf in Big Fat Liar, as the all kinds of people all over the effing world are like, the Blue Man.
Which is that. Funny. That's not what I associate him with, but I mean...
No, but the fact that that's what he gets recognized for, considering all the other amazing roles he's done.
Yeah. What do you associate? Like, what's the first thing you think of when you think of Paul Giamatti?
Probably the Shylman movie.
Oh, Lady in the Water?
Yeah, love that role. I thought it was great in that.
I need to rewatch that.
What do you...
The tiniest scene in My Best Friend's Wedding which I don't like that movie anymore, but him sitting in the hallway talking with Julia Roberts smoking a cigarette,
Right.
just he crushed it. He stole the movie for me there.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Nice. Should we talk about things we're looking forward to this week?
yes. Let's see here. Go for it. While I do a time code.
Okay. Coming this week on Netflix, as always, they have some stuff coming out. There is a series called Killer Paradox. It's coming out on Friday. It's a Korean series, so I'm hoping that it's going to be fairly good. So when an accidental killing leads to another, an ordinary young man finds himself stuck in an endless cat and mouse chase with a shrewd detective. So I always like kind of offbeat stuff, and this is South Korean, so it has potential to be good.
There's also Ashes on Netflix on the 9th as well. It's a movie.
There's a documentary film that I think you might like, Chris, called Love Stalker Killer.
Yes, that's coming on that Friday also.
Yeah.
Friday's a busy day for Netflix.
Yeah, it is.
On the 8th, the day before,
Yeah.
on Max is a documentary movie called They Called Him Mostly Harmless.
Oh.
And I'm really looking forward to that.
Right.
And then also, yeah, go for it.
Apple has a series with a fairly well-known actress. I think I just need to check I'm right with this date because I could be wrong. There's a series coming out called Constellation. It's got Noomi Rapace.
Yes. The 21st.
Okay, comes on the 21st. Embargo lifts on Friday, so you'll see a lot of reviews for it coming out then. I've seen the first two. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah.
For me, I've started watching it. This is my most anticipated of the week. On Max, Tokyo Vice Season 2 premieres.
Yeah, you did
on
love
the
the
8th.
first season, didn't you?
I did, and the first episode of this second season, dude, it's
good,
back
isn't
in a lot, and it's just like, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, we've got there is also One Day on Netflix. It's a series coming out on the 8th. It's weird though. I don't have anything else on my list. I thought.
No, I thought there was more. I feel like we're missing stuff. I know I've got a couple of indie films that are coming out, so you'll probably see me review them during the week, but nothing big.
Okay.
Like the following week, we got like some fairly big movie titles like Madam Web. Yeah. The Iron Claw comes out here on the 9th, so it's
The what?
finally opening. Yeah.
The what?
The Iron Claw?
Oh! Finally.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not sure I'll be watching it because it looks really heavy. So I'm tending to stay away from those. I'll get to a place where I know it's good and I will watch it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Visual Addiction. I think that popped in when we were talking about
You were talking about the HBO series. the second
Tokyo
season.
Vice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Looking forward to my review. Yeah, me too, because I'm looking forward to finishing. I have 5 episodes, so I'm really I'm excited for that. Gilded Age. You watched the first season of that,
I did
right?
watch the first. I thought it was very good. Well done. Yeah.
Nice. And Trigger Point. I have not heard of Trigger Point. Have you heard
Don't
of
know what
Trigger
that
Point?
is. Nope.
I'm looking it up right now. It's on Peacock in the U.S.
Okay.
Oh,
it's ITV here in the UK.
bomb disposal, and it's British.
It's British.
Yep,
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
might give that a go. That looks fun.
loving that. Gilded Age is on Max, right?
Max. Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Elijah Talbot, do a quick review of favorite older movies. Oh,
Okay.
man.
Off the cuff. I'm looking at my shelf now.
You don't get to do Fifth Element because you already did that one.
God damn it.
Yeah, I know. Right?
If I said production value,
Dude, that is a killer movie. Let's talk about Super 8.
All right, let's talk about Super 8. I'm going to grab it.
Can I have more fries? My friend is fat.
Here you go. I have the 4K copy.
Oh,
It's got all the amazing special features.
that is outstanding. Okay, so the whole thing. I mean, this is like Goonies for the newer generation, like my kids' age. Even though they love the Goonies, because I love the Goonies and my wife loves the Goonies, and they grew up.
Therefore, they
in that
will
household.
love the Goonies.
Well,
in this house, you will love the Goonies.
Goonies are never say die. But this one, I mean, you know, it's that friends, that camaraderie, that little search and the journey.
It's like it has like an it feeling, you know, that Stand By Me, the 4 kids come together, experience something horrific. But in amongst that, they're little filmmakers. And they're making this like zombie film, which like is crap, but is also genius. There's an amazing emotional moment from our actress that does this really emotional bit where you see all the kids are like gonna cry, and then there's this train crashing in the background, and you have the director like production value. Man, I love this film. The scripting, the dialogue is genius.
It is. And it moves well. It has like great character moments and emotional beats that don't get lost in all of either the comedy or the action.
Oh, exactly.
You know, and so
you got a broken relationship because a mother has died. You got the father and son. Then you got another father relationship because that story is interconnected, and he's like he can't forgive himself.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Really
So
good. That's my review.
Yep, I piggybacked on that one, so there you go. That was about Max and Gilded Age. The girl from Line of Duty.
Is that a series name?
Line of Duty?
Line of Duty is a British thing, I thought.
It is. I don't know which girl.
Okay.
So, okay, well, there you go.
Cool.
Let's see. Update. Distraught, losing a lot of sleep.
What does he say? I was quite distraught and was losing a lot of sleep, but time was better help. But
that's not an ad or an endorsement.
Has really
but I
opened me to deal with the fact that you didn't like Sopranos, Chris. So that's good.
Oh,
my gosh,
that is so good. Oh my gosh, I am an advocate for mental health, but that's not an ad for BetterHelp. But Chris, thank you. I'm glad that you're feeling better and that you're being able to deal with.
Amazing.
So good. Delicious Dungeon, good so far. Ruben, have you watched it?
Yeah. So it's split fans. Some saying it's medium and meh. If you're looking forward to a food anime that is ridiculous, they go to dungeons rather than to explore them, but they're trying to find out new recipes. I need a new recipe. So they chop up monsters and learn how to cook them. It's got all the characters that you want in anime. The quirky one, the pervy one, the stupid one, the one that's actually skilled and is trying to keep the stupid group together. I love it. I think it's great. It's easy to watch. Yeah.
Awesome. Is it like
Toriko? I want to say yes, but I've never seen Toriko. So Toriko, looking it up now. Oh yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
You'll have to let me know.
How many do you guys movies do you own? I think I have about 500 or 600.
Physical media, I probably have about 100, and then digital, maybe double that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have about 270 digital.
But 2,000? Flipping heck.
Yeah, that's a lot. That
is a lot.
Your Blockbuster. I love it.
Yeah, you should open up a Blockbuster. Make some money off that.
No doubt. Horror movie favorite of all time. Mine is Hereditary also, followed by In the Mouth of Madness. Ruben, I know you don't like Hereditary, but I made you watch it, and it's a beautiful film.
No, I like Hereditary. I just was
Well,
creeped out. But it's In the Mouth of Madness I didn't like.
Oh, shame on you.
Yeah,
What's your favorite horror movie?
yeah, Bambi.
The man's not wrong.
No, I'm trying
Basically, take any Disney movie
Yeah.
from the first, from the early 20th century there. Yeah.
I think it's, although I have watched it recently and we watched this recently together, I don't think it's the scariest movie, but for tenseness and creepiness, Eden Lake is probably still up there.
It's disturbing.
Yeah, really disturbing
Unsettling.
film. Yeah. And I also really like The Descent, and I like both
Dude.
endings because they're so divisive. So, yeah.
I prefer the
original dark ending.
original, yes, because it also then prevents the sequel from happening. Yeah. So anyway, no, The Descent is really good, but yeah, I prefer the British ending,
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah.
the non-English. Okay, how come I didn't like The Sopranos? I came
Yeah,
very
you
late to
tell
the
him.
party. Yeah, I came very late to the party, and I know that it's like revered and loved by so many people, and I can appreciate that.
But you don't like Breaking Bad either, do you?
No, I won't watch it again, but I loved Breaking Bad.
Okay.
That
Well, that's
character
all right.
study is so rich
Depressing.
in there of what you can do. Yeah, no, that's a wonderful series. But for Sopranos, it did not click with me, or I did not click with it at all.
To be
I
fair,
felt-
Sopranos didn't click with me till after the first season. Like, all my friends were talking about it for ages, and I made my way through it. And then, like, once I was in the second season, it's like, I kind of get this now.
And I may go back to it at some point, but that's a lot to ask, to go
It is
through
a
an
lot to ask.
entire
Yeah.
season before it starts to really gel
It is
with
dated
you.
now as well. It's
Yeah,
slow.
For me, it wasn't so much the slowness as I didn't understand the tone, because it had like some comedy to it, lightheartedness, maybe whimsy, with then the gangster stuff, and I couldn't reconcile because it just made me, I don't know, I just didn't like it. I don't know what to, yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
You're entitled to your wrong opinions. It's
I
okay.
know I am. It's fine. Let's see here. JoJo Stone Ocean.
Yes. I prefer JoJo Stone Ocean to the previous installments. I still enjoy them. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is this anime with people. I think I've talked about it before, Chris, where they stick like discs in their head and they have those strangest abilities. And so JoJo, the daughter, is in prison, and she has to escape, also trying to save her father, and it's just bonkers, but visually brilliant, like really, really good.
Cool.
So yeah,
Nice. All right. I think we're well over our 2 hours, but we're not at 3, so that's a good.
That
Yay,
is a
good
good
for us. So we hey, thank you for hanging out with us, joining us live. This has been awesome. Don't forget that we do have our Patreon at patreon.com/thebeardedones, where you can £1, and everything is included in that. You can get access to all of the videos, over 90 of them, and we're doing, how many are we recording today? 3 of them today, sort of 2.5. And so that is just outstanding there. We love our community. You can also, there's different tiers so that you can, request things, make me watch anime, which seems to be a thing now.
it is a thing.
Also don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Ruben with the Ruby Tuesday. I know some of you are watching there. Me, Chris Movies and Munchies. Some of you are watching on my channel. So we thank you for both watching on both of our channels, and we hope that you will flip-flop and watch, and subscribe to both there. Let's see here. Quick, heading back to the comments. I see where you're coming out. I have not seen Boardwalk Empire, but I like what's his name? Steve Buscemi is outstanding, and so I've thought about watching that one too. I'll have to give that one a shot. Let's see, See that? Isn't that an older series that just got bought up by Netflix?
It just got bought by Netflix. I think they got 3 seasons that's just dropped on there.
Yeah, and it's got I love what's his bucket from Band of Brothers and Office Space. Ron Livingston.
There's this trailer that they're showing on Netflix all the time, and it cracks me up. Like, it does make me want to see it. Where he's like trying to order a coffee, but this person, he opens the door for the woman, and then he goes in, and then she takes her time to get to the front. So then he goes to the front, but then she wants to order like 12 different things for her whole office, and he's just like, no. And I'm like, yeah, this is gonna aggravate me, this series.
Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Boardwalk Empire. Oh, good. Okay, I will give it a go, because I think it's still on Max, right?
Yeah, I've heard only good things about that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Need more lives if possible. We will discuss that.
See, I was really confused. I was like, what, like a cat with 9 lives? But now I understand.
Oh,
lives as an Ultra Lord live.
Well, do you want to do things? I mean, do you want to like jump off of a building without?
I would like to be reincarnated as like an animal or something. I think that could be really fun.
Hi, I've been turned into a cow.
I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home?
Correct. Okay. Yes. So Boardwalk Empire is on Max. Oh wait, here I have to do this one. Main girl from Line of Duty is the main actress in Trigger Point. Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
And then Such Brave Girls. I've not heard of this one either. What is that? What?
There's so many. How are we missing all these, Chris?
I don't know.
That's because there's so many channels and we can't keep up with it. Too.
Yeah. This is on Hulu in the U.S., I think. Yes. Season 1. Dysfunctional family sitcom following sisters Josie and Billy and their single mom Deb navigating life armed with nothing but poor judgment and self-esteem, exclusively tied to people who couldn't care less about them. It's an A24 series.
Louise Brealey. Yes.
Dude, this looks like it's Dev Patel. No, sorry, no.
What's the name from that film you love, Brian and Charles?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's outstanding. Dude, this is British then also.
Must be.
Okay. I love it. That's outstanding. Okay, cool. Another one for the list. Thank you for adding that, because that's insane. Next quotes. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it also. Thank you. Appreciate everybody listening there and watching us. The Abyss in 4K. I have not seen the remastered or the redone.
It hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I missed the one night thing.
March release date.
Oh, really?
Physical media. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that'll be. I have a special edition Blu-ray,
DVD,
maybe DVD. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I'll have to get that as well. Love these live versions. Well, thank you. We have fun doing it. I mean, seriously, the chat is like so much fun because it's just like a whole bunch of friends hanging out at once. And so we thank you all for listening and for watching there. Don't forget too, we have a podcast. Yeah. So anywhere you listen to podcasts, if you listen to podcasts, you should listen to podcasts. You should listen to our podcast. But you basically anywhere that you can listen to podcasts, except Google Podcasts, because that's going away. Not for our channel, just in general. Google Podcasts are going away because they're wrapping it into YouTube Music and stuff. So yeah. So like, share, subscribe. We'll hit some final comments before we sign off. Thank you. We have outstanding. Well, we're glad that it's been fun for you. It's been fun for us. You guys have a fantastic Saturday or Sunday or I don't even know where you're at. This is fun. Thank you. Fun. Cheers. Have some herbal enjoyment, David. And wait, Ruben, Ruben commented, "Thanks, everyone." All right. What is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Thumbs up, clap. Thumbs up, clap. I thought we were doing rock, paper, scissors, but it's awesome. Okay. So with that, I think we're gonna
Catch you on the flip side.
dude. Yes. All right. We'll see you. Bye. Well,